What up, though, y'all? It's Chris. Appreciate you connecting with me while I'm out here on the run, getting things done. Let's talk about Terrence Howard. Right, he's floating around social media. He made a statement about playing homosexual characters. He was apparently offered the role of playing Marvin Gaye, and he turned it down because he didn't want to kiss a man. I don't really have a problem with that. I don't see why that would be controversial. He said he would rather cut off his lips than kiss a man. I don't have a problem with that either. I don't see why that would be controversial. You know, the thing is that y'all got to understand, just like you want people to respect your lifestyle, your life decisions, how you want to move, you have to respect others. It's really odd to me how there's all this talk about tolerance, but the very people that say this the most, they're also the most intolerant. You're supposed to be respectful and just able to receive all these different quirky lifestyles, all these lifestyles that a lot of people would consider to be unnatural. But if they're like, I don't really swing that way, I don't support that, I'm not really into that, y'all can't respect that. It's like, if you want to be gay, people need to respect that. But if it's somebody that's like, nah, I'm just not interested in that, it's like, oh, well, don't knock it till you try it, or you shouldn't be that way, or you shouldn't talk that way, or you shouldn't have that attitude. Well, why not? Why can't they live their life the way they want to, the same way you want people to step back and respect how you live your life? If that man does not want to kiss another man, why isn't that okay? I mean, he don't want to be gay for pay, basically. That's where he was coming from with that. He would rather be broke and without lips than kiss another man. I don't have a problem with that. I think that people have become too used to all the rainbow agenda stuff being pushed. And for the last 4 years, it was pushed hard. It's still pushed, but there's been a clear scale back of it. But it's still out there. But it's gotten to the point to where you don't just have to tolerate it, you have to agree. And certain people, no matter what, they're not going to agree. No matter what, I personally am never going to agree with that lifestyle. And I don't have to. You don't need my permission to go out there and do what you do with whoever it is that you want to do it with. Just like I'm not going to seek your permission. You going to go do whatever it is that you want to do, whether I agree with it or not. So why do you have a problem with me if I don't agree with it? You get what I'm saying? Like, it shouldn't matter either way. Whether I agree with it or not, you still gonna do you. Just like whether you agree with my lifestyle, I'm still gonna do me. I'm still gonna eat a ton of steak. I'm still gonna work out. I'm still gonna be toxic, if that's what you want to call me. I'm still gonna be me, regardless of whether people agree with it or not. So I understand where he's coming from. I like that he stands on business about that. You guys remember I mentioned how Anthony Mackie was talking about how he seen that there was this emasculation of the American male, and I applauded him because this is a guy who's been largely employed by Disney for over a decade now, or somewhere around a decade. He's been largely employed by Disney, and we know that Disney has been pushing the rainbow BS very aggressively for a good 6 years now. And he acknowledged that there's been this erasure of the masculine American male. I applauded him for acknowledging that, given the business he's been affiliated with. But then someone pointed out to me that in a show he did a scene where he kissed a man. So I just was like, well, how do you do that? How do you take part in the erasure of the masculine male, and then turn around and you complain about it happening. You took part in it. You decided to be gay for pay. He's not gay in real life, obviously. I mean, far as we know, he's a hetero male, whatever, but he kissed a man for a paycheck, which is something that I could not do. And y'all can sit up here and say, oh, if the numbers are right. No, there is no number that is right. I'm sorry, y'all. There is no number that is right. And I'm going to tell you why. Not only am I not attracted to men, so I just couldn't even stomach getting that close into another man's face, let alone us touching. But the fact that I have a son who looks up to me, I am Superman to him. And if I sit up here and do something like that goes against everything that I've taught him to be, that I've shown him that I am, like, what the hell, man? There's plenty of other young men who look up to me. They look at me as being a strong leader, a competent man, a man that they aspire to be like. There are young men who look at me and they see me as goals of being what a man is. So I'm never going to betray that. You can't offer me a number that is going to get me to portray that, get me to betray that. There's no number you can offer me that will have me up here looking like a sissy in front of my son. Like, for real, I will stand 10 toes down on that. I will die on that hill, man. There is just no money you can offer me that will ever get me to move on that. So Terrence Howard, he stood on business about that. I mean, he said it before. I don't know why people are so surprised that this is his opinion about it. He said this before. He's not interested in playing gay characters. So him coming out saying again, basically doubling down on that, why does that agitate people so much? He's saying that he'd rather chop off his lips than, I mean, are you surprised that a hetero male feels that strongly about engaging in a romantic act with another man? I mean, have we really reached a point in society where men have been emasculated so much that a man saying, heck no, I'm not gonna do no gay stuff, no matter what this role may do for my career, no matter how many zeros you put on that check, I'm not doing it. I'm not budging on this. We've really reached a point in society where a man being like, I am a straight man and I'm not going to bend on that no matter what. That's controversial. Just think about that for a second. A man being like, never in my life will you put me in the position where I'm behaving like a woman. That's controversial. This is why men like myself, like Terrence Howard, like many other, must always exist. Because if these people, these wokie, these leftists, these libtards would have their way, they would have a world of these super emasculated, sissy, soft type, passive men. And the world would be doomed. Because when there's danger, they can't call on them to fight anything. We've been talking about the whole 100 men versus one gorilla. Would you be able to send, if you send 100 of them after the gorilla's going to slaughter them. They have no hope in stopping the gorilla. So I think that there, I could leave it there. I could leave it right there. I think that sums up why strong, masculine, competent men are needed, because 100 of those will be able to defeat the gorilla. However, 100 of the sassies wouldn't. They would get slaughtered. I'm going to leave it there, though, y'all, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. Hit me with them likes. Subscribe. I'll holler at y'all soon. Peace.